Tonight, Debbie's deluge unleashed on America's southeast coast.
This is as bad as I've seen it.
In Florida, floodwaters swallow huge chunks of Sarasota, while nearby officials and a Good Samaritan rescue a woman from a submerged car, carrying her to safety. The deadly tropical storm now slamming South Carolina and Georgia, dumping up to 14 inches of rain since Sunday night, with several cars left stranded after water rescues there.
My wife was like, maybe we should pack the car and get out of here because we have a 3-month-old at home.
The rain set to fall for days in what some fear will mark a once-in-a-1,000-year rain event. Lots of white caps out on the Charleston Harbor. You can see how choppy the water is, and heavy bands of wind and rain have just been rolling in throughout the morning. Just outside of Charleston, several tornadoes were reported overnight. Here's Aaron McLaughlin.
And one of those tornadoes hit this Arby's restaurant, and this is what's left. The insides of the restaurant completely gutted. Tables, chairs, glass, bits of insulation scattered about the parking lot. This restaurant's completely destroyed. The system moving at a stubbornly slow 5 miles per hour, a more common occurrence amid our climate crisis.
Bottom line is we need you to stay home until this passes.
Priscilla Thompson is in Georgia.
Here in Savannah, the ground is so saturated it has caused this sidewalk to buckle, toppling this massive tree, sending it crashing into this car and leaving the road here impassable.
The storm is responsible for at least 6 deaths.
The impacts of Tropical Storm Debbie causing floods in Evans County, specifically at the Canoochee River. That's where we find WJCL 22 News' AJ Sisson, where the river has not been this high in nearly 100 years.
On Wednesday, the Canoochee River reached a height of 17.89 feet, breaking the previous record of 17.8 set back in 1925. The result, a heartbreaking story for one woman just down the road. I don't even have the right words to say.
I know. Can't say anything, really.
Sandra Martin has lived in her home on State Route 169 since 1988.
Last night we noticed that there was water coming in the yard, and at that time we didn't really know how bad it was.
Martin says her home now has nearly 2 feet of water on the inside, and the water is still rising.
We stayed here till about 1 o'clock this morning, and then we decided that at that time we needed to shut the power off. Everything in the house is underwater, appliances, beds, everything. We just didn't have time to get it out. It came in too quick.
Within an hour of noticing water in her yard, it had already entered into her home. Only the second time she's ever seen this type of flood in nearly 40 years of living here.
This is the second time it's actually came inside my house. It's come up in the yard before, but never inside my house.
However, despite the tragedy Martin faces, she is in good spirits.
You live this close to the river, it's gonna grow.
And normally you don't like the river coming to your house.
No, not at all. That's not a good thing.
Martin tells me that her son lives just down the road, and that's where she's staying for right now. However, the forecast for the river is supposed to reach a crest of 18 feet, shattering that record back in 1925. We'll keep you posted on air and online at WJCL.com as we see those impacts. Here in Claxton, AJ Sisson, WJCL 22 News.
Now back to the weather as we take a look at the flood emergency for people in the Deep South, and it's something people in the Northeast are now bracing for.
Weather experts say the remnants of Debbie could unleash more than 2 feet of rain, and some are even calling this a once-in-a-thousand-year storm. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the latest.
This morning, the center of Debbie is now off the southeast coast, where it's expected to stall, dumping another 6 to 10 inches of rain in parts of Georgia and the Carolinas. Rainfall totals of 25 inches now possible from Charleston to Raleigh. Charleston imposing a curfew through 7:30 this morning. Charleston already seeing nearly a foot of rain, with a tornado touching down north of the city.
Here in Moncks Corner, South Carolina, this Arby's was destroyed. All the furniture that was inside, tables, chairs, blown out. There is shattered glass everywhere.
Last night, a cold front triggered severe storms in New York and New Jersey ahead of Debbie's arrival later this week. New York City officials, for the first time, using a drone to transmit emergency weather alerts to residents.
Be prepared to leave your location if flooding occurs. Do not hesitate.
Back in the South, Debbie is blamed for at least 6 deaths, 5 in traffic accidents or from fallen trees. The former hurricane caused widespread damage along Florida's Gulf Coast. The state's largest insurer already requesting another 13% increase in insurance rates. Debbie also knocked out power to hundreds of thousands of customers. The Biden administration yesterday said it's investing more than $2 billion to overhaul the U.S. power grid to better handle extreme weather. Debbie is expected to creep back onshore over South Carolina tomorrow. The storm could dump 8 inches of rain as far north as New England by this weekend. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Preparations are also underway across North Carolina, where, again, a state of emergency is in place.
All right, let's check in with Marta Berglund live in Elizabeth City, where we're already starting to see some of that rain. What's going on, Marta?
Well, I was going to say, luckily for me, it's let up, but then some started falling. But now it's stopped again, so it's kind of off and on right now. But over the next few days, we expect that rain to pick up. We also expect to see those high winds. So we'll be keeping an eye on possible flash flooding as well as possible storm damage. Right now, the forecast has Tropical Storm Debbie having the greatest impacts on the southern parts of North Carolina, with some areas forecasted to get up to 25 inches of rain. Governor Roy Cooper said today people in low-lying areas should be especially ready. Emergency management officials said this state of emergency and a federal emergency declaration open up resources for North Carolina.
The state of emergency that the governor put into place allows for various agencies to bring in like the Swiftwater teams, the urban search and rescue teams, and the North Carolina National Guard, and reposition some personnel across the state to help jurisdictions be prepared.
And according to Governor Cooper, more than 350 National Guard members are at the ready for this storm. Live in Elizabeth City, Marta Berglund, 13 News Now.
Your favorite rapper is not rocking $15,000 Rick Owen pants. One is moving different.
Whoa, Lucifer in the flesh. Do you know how many journalists would kill? Wait, you probably do. First, I want to say thank you to agreeing to this interview, because I know you are a very, very busy person.
Yes, I usually like to fly under the radar, but I figured since I'm already on the campaign trail, why not?
Okay. First, let's talk about your reign. Now, you've had a fairly long one. What would you attribute to your success and popularity?
Oh, that's easy. Every generation is the same. I appeal to their lust and ego. I offer all the sex, wealth, and fame a person could want. Do as thou wilt has been my campaign slogan from the start. And my campaign platform hasn't changed either. I run on the same 3 issues every generation: lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, and pride of life.
Okay. When you say lust of the flesh, what exactly do you mean?
Come on now. What do I mean? Isn't it obvious? I just use humans' own innate physical desires against them. And since sexual desire seems to be the most powerful, I usually run with that. Now, I didn't create sex, but I must say I've done a superb job at perverting it. Take pornography, for example. Well, you should know a lot about this one, Ivan. Weren't you addicted to porn?
This interview is about you, not about me. Can we get back on subject?
Now, where was I? Oh, yeah. What I do is gradually get someone addicted to porn. And once lust has had its full work and he and she can no longer restrain themselves, they usually look to act out their fantasies on someone. And sometimes that someone is a child. Now, if my plan plays out perfectly, that abused child will eventually turn to a life of promiscuity and perversion themselves, allowing me to continue my vicious cycle. And here's the kicker. Many of those abused girls end up right in the porn industry. Now, how's that for irony?
Again, you a shade gray. Come display mazes in black. Fire in the west, shit is shaking, it's fine. I'm in Nicky's Wonder Pushing vinyl time of the forts where I'm caught, and my thoughts are shaking up a few loops. Now I let my cool shoot. K-Risk 1, cause we fade in and out. Are you swinging or coming now? I'm solid on this store. This ain't living, it's heavy every setback. Even when I was a shorty, now we cross you in your fold. Thrice, check me in another place, space and joy. Nothing you can serve could ever ace me, boy. Fat laces, I'm out. Fatly, no babies.
That's right, baby.
stop roads. Frozen the pose over land and seas. Flows that coolest summer breeze. Nikki the Kevin Blades, we got 4 in the lap. As we swoop at warp 7, holla don't crowd cats. Cause look, coffee is the color and butter, he do it low. All you hear is poppers and rubber, I'm saying no. Man, we keep it popping on hot days. Shit, I got the fish eggs dropping any block you dip. And I dazzle that mood with the cool out food. Easy send me swerve to the curb like the dude. I'm froze, blowed, you got that right. Groove with so